Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Andrea, and in this channel we talk all things business, mindset, edtech, online teaching in general, and many more things that interest me. So if any of those topics interest you, then consider subscribing. Now, in today's video, we are going to be talking about the don'ts when it comes to preparing a CV and applying abroad. Now, these are some of the tips that I have personally used, and again, you may want to follow my advice or not, that's up to you, but these are just some of the things that I have found useful while I was searching for jobs abroad. And also you may notice that the intro of the video is a bit different than the video itself, because I either forgot to record it, but I think I did. So I may have deleted it by accident, I don't know. But yes, so I hope you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment if you happen to have any questions. And don't forget to watch the rest of this series. I hope you like it, and I'll see you next. Now, before we start, I just want to give a little disclaimer out there. This is just my opinion, and it comes from my experience and the things that I have and have not done. And these are things that have worked for me in the past, and that's why I keep doing them. But you have to do your own research. You are an adult, you are a grown-up, you make your own decisions. But this is just my experience, this is just my opinion, and then you can do whatever you want. Now, let's get to the video. Of English, I don't mention my nationality or the passport that I have on my CV. I think that, especially being an Argentinian citizen and not having any other passport apart from that one, I think that I am able to filter why certain, filter, understand why certain companies will not hire me and get a response by doing so. Because if I say that I'm Argentinian and I'm only an Argentinian citizen, I don't have any other passport, and if I'm applying for a job abroad, let's say, I don't know, Germany, Italy, or whatever, if they think that I'm a very strong candidate and they are not sure as to whether they are able to hire me, they will reach out and they will ask if I have a European passport or if I have a valid work visa. And I think that's super useful in the sense that you are able to know why they are not hiring you or why they are not interviewing you, and you are able to basically know if it's because of something on your CV or if it's because they are not willing to sponsor a visa. And yeah, so one thing that I've stopped doing is that I do not mention my nationality. And it's impossible to find out what nationality I have unless, of course, you send me an email, and in order to do that you have to reply to my application. You cannot read my age anywhere, and this is basically because of ageism, and unfortunately I have not suffered from it, let's say, but I have read many cases in which language teachers, English teachers are not getting jobs simply because they are 50, they're 45, and language companies would rather employ someone who is in their 20s or in their 30s. That's why I don't write my birth date, I don't write my age, basically. Another thing that I see many language teachers doing, and it's basically because this is something that we normally do in Argentina, and they also do that when they are applying for jobs abroad, is the fact that they write their address. I mean, you can find their address on their CV, and I think that is not something that I would do ever again, simply because when you're applying for jobs abroad, you have no idea if the company that you're applying for is legitimate and if it's safe for you to put your details out there, and God knows what happens with them. So one thing that I've stopped doing is writing my address. Only thing that I may recommend doing is if you are, let's say, in Italy and you're applying for a job in Italy, you can say where you are currently based, in the sense that if you're applying for a job in Milan and you are in Rome, then you can say, at the moment I am located in Rome. But you don't say the street, you don't mention the street, you don't mention the number of your house, you do not mention any of that, because you don't know who is going to be reading that email and who is going to be opening your CV and what they're going to be doing with that information. This is another mistake that I see many language teachers make, and is the fact that they mention jobs that they have had in the past, which are irrelevant to the job that they are applying, or that the skills that they had, or the task that they did for this job are basically irrelevant now. So let's say that you're applying to teach English abroad, and you say that you have worked as a receptionist in a big hotel, and that has allowed you to make connections with the customers, to solve customers' questions or problems, you were also able to work in a team, because there were many instances where there were issues occurring and you would have to go and solve them. You were able to really empathize with the customer and understand their needs, and you were able to meet those needs. And I think that speaks more to an English teaching position. How you explain the tasks that you have done is essential as to whether or not you should put that experience on your CV. If you're not able to explain how this experience, this job that you had, is relevant to the position you're applying right now, then it makes sense to mention that on your CV. Whenever you have, if you have had a job that it hasn't been, if you have had a job that wasn't as an English teacher, but let's say it was something very similar, I don't know, you worked at the childcare and you were able to play games with the kids, or you were able to participate in, I don't know, theater plays, you were able to participate in plays, competitions, and contests, then you can mention that you are able to meet deadlines, you're able to be around kids, you're able to meet their needs and know when they're in distress, and know how to speak to parents, because these are the things that you will be expected to do if you apply for an English teaching position. And of course, it really depends, because if you are working as a business language teacher, then it would make a lot of sense. But you will be able, but you have to be able to basically tailor the information that you're given to your employers, so that whatever job experience you have put on your CV makes sense. So let's say that you have worked in childcare and you now want to be a business language teacher, a business English teacher. So you can just mention that you were able to participate in a team, you were able to work with your colleagues, you were able to participate in projects that involved the community, that involved the parents, that involved the directors, the principals, that involved the children. And then you were able, for example, to talk to parents, to convince them, to make them an active part of their children's learning, and that you were able to participate in meetings, that you were able to lead meetings and things like that. So it's really not about the job that you had, but also not the title of the job, but also the things that you were able to accomplish, and how these things that you were able to accomplish, it can be transferred to the job that you're applying. So in this case, you're able to meet deadlines, you're able to meet your customer needs, you're able to listen to complaints and solve them. This is what matters. And this thing is something that basically contradicts with something that I have said before, and that is telling people where you are located at the moment. So Why? First of all, because if you see a job ad that you really, 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 really want this job, and they tell you that they are only going to hire people who are currently in that city, and you really want to apply, but let's say that you're 5 hours away, 6 hours away, or you're in a different country, and you still want that job, I wouldn't say that you are, I don't know, you're in Spain when you need to be in Germany. This is because they are going to reject you so fast. And personally, I prefer to leave that detail at the end once they are already on the verge of hiring me, if they have not already offered me the job. This is something that I have done in the past. I think I applied actually for a job in Buenos Aires, where I was not living in Buenos Aires at the moment, but I said that I was. Because I knew that the interviews were going to be online, and if I were to offer the job, I would have at least 2 or 3 weeks till I had to start teaching. So I realized that I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the interviews, and if they happen to offer me the job, then I am going to move. That's something that I have done, but this is of course something that you have to be careful, because they can also tell you, okay, we would like you to come to the office or come to the building for a meeting, and if you're not there, then that's not possible. And this is another mistake that I've seen many people making, and that's the fact that when they give their contact information, like a number or an email, the email that they provide is an email they have had since they were 8 years old, so it's something really embarrassing. And I really think that if you're looking for a job, you should have a professional email. I'm not saying that you have to pay for a domain, but I am saying that if you are, I don't know, if your name is Mary Jones, then your email should be something along the lines of Mary Jones, and not m.girly.xyxz.123. So having a professional email I think that it's gonna play in your favor. And it's also good in terms of company knowing who they are sending their emails to. Because if you have, let's say, if your email is like the example that I gave you, and it's who is this M dot whatever, and having an email that says Mary Jones really will be helpful in the sense that they will know who they are sending their email to, and they will not have to double check. And that was all for today. Make sure to watch these 2 videos next, and don't forget to subscribe and tap the notification bell so that YouTube informs you anytime that I upload a new video. And if you happen to have any questions or comments, make sure to leave them in the comments section. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.